Richard, do you think there's sort of missed opportunities, or British companies have been up to now missing opportunities?
Yeah, thanks everyone for inviting me here to talk today. So I'm going to pick up probably on a few things that Philip has talked about earlier on the technology side. So while there are large corporations, British corporations in these markets such as British Telecom, what's to a larger part missing are the smaller startups, the technology startups with really interesting new business models and technologies. If I speak about Japan specifically, traditionally Japan has looked to Silicon Valley and Israel for new technologies, and overlooked largely Europe and UK on that respect. And they're missing a huge trick here. Japan sort of falls behind Korea and China in terms of developing new innovation and trying to keep up with the pace of change in technology. Europe and especially the UK can step in to help here. So I think all of the areas that Phil talked about, the data, the processing power, the connectivity, that's all extremely relevant in Japan. In autonomous, you can talk about cars, you can talk about drones, you can talk about robots as well. But I think here, the biggest missed opportunity is probably, Asia is traditionally manufacturing led. So very good at making stuff. But obviously stuff going forward has to be a lot smarter. And that's where the UK can do that. Partnerships with UK companies, with technologies that can enable those robots or cars to be even smarter, to develop, you should process the data quicker or understand what's going on in the environment, or make that robot pick up objects properly and not break them and so forth. So that's where I think UK startups and technology companies definitely could play a role. That is a big missed opportunity, I think. And in the next 10 years, if Japan can really harness what's coming out of the UK, then I think there'll be some huge opportunities to get there. And that applies also to Korea and China just as much as well. Those partnerships, I think, are really, really important.
That's a great insight, Richard. I mean, where are these technology startups in the UK? Are these coming out of universities, or is it all in Shoreditch, or who are they? What are they?
Well, they're all over. So yes, of course, there's Tech City in London, but obviously Cambridge has a huge, healthcare aspect to it, for example. And then there's other areas of the UK, but I think it's all over, and it's multi-sector, and a lot of these technologies now are sector agnostic. So an IoT solution fits in an energy situation or a healthcare situation just as much as it does in an autonomous car, for example. So a lot of the enabling technologies are actually multi-sector. So that's where I think it's quite difficult to answer that question about which sector specifically. I think it's all sectors, probably. But to pick up finally on the aging aspect of this region, definitely healthcare obviously is a huge opportunity here. And with the COVID-19 pandemic, I think that's sped up, digitalization, opening up sort of telemedicine and those areas. So I think as regulations are sort of eased, then those opportunities will definitely open up. And that's where small agile companies that have new interesting business models can step in and work with the large corporations to develop those businesses. And not only for the region, I think Phil talked about technology being global. A lot of the corporations here are global as well. So stuff that's developed here will then can be applied equally around the world in North America, Europe, Africa, and so on. So these are huge opportunities going forward. It's just a matter of making sure that the right partners are matched up. And that's a conundrum, of course, because Asia still is, although we have technology, Asia is still a long way from the UK, and Japan and Asia still likes to do stuff face to face. So that's the issue we're going to have to get over going forward, I think.